Randy Haas is being recognized tonight as the 2019 Campbell County Conservation District's Master Conservationist. Randy has 500 acres of farmland and has been recognized by NRCS as a Master Conservationist. This award honors those farm owners who have applied and maintained 90% of all government and voluntary conservation practices on their farm.
From California, Kentucky. And originally from Fort Thomas, but moved to the farm when I was going to college at University of Cincinnati, and slowly started building the place up to where we are now. When I have incoming calves, it's very, very busy. I have new groups of calves and pens all up for 2-mile road frontage in pens. I have to check them twice a day for sickness. My job's to keep them comfortable. It sounds easy, it's not. I got to keep them comfortable. It's a big job. I got to check them all the time for sickness. They're very susceptible to lung infections. When they're stressed, they're coming out of stockyards in a new place, they've left their mommy, and I got to take good care of them. And that's kind of what I'm into right now. So most 99% of everything I do by myself. Plus the tractor work, it's dangerous. My dad used to help. He was the best on the tractor. He still bush hogs a little bit, but he's 90 years old and he can't do a whole lot. And he lives on the other end of the farm. So we built corrals and handling facilities for the livestock. I think I figured it out once that I've built, there's somewhere between 8 to 10 miles of fence. Most of it's high tensile fence, 8 and 9 strand high tensile wire. That's a big chunk of the improvement. Well, plus the two, well, I've got like 4 or 5 different loading facilities to load cattle. I got a load out facility that I can load a semi or trucks and regular livestock trailers. The NRCS projects that we did, that was a big bunch of improvements, major improvements. And most of those things I wanted to do anyway, but it would have taken me a lot longer. 10, 15 years. I think most of the projects we got done, I think we got them all done in like 4 or 5 years. We built 4 new ponds under the NRCS cost share. We fenced them all off. We cleaned out at least 2, maybe 3 old ponds that were all caved in and destroyed by livestock. And besides that, we developed a spring for water. We fenced off all the drainage areas, the major water drainage areas that drain into, end up draining into 12 Mile Creek. So we fenced those off under the NRCS cost share program. But we planted several fields in the neighborhood of like 4 to 5 acres of native warm season grass, like big blue stem, little blue stem, Indian grass, gamma grass. We installed water lines, gravity fed out of the pond down to water tanks outside of the pond fence, which is a good source of water, and those have worked good. The NRCS cost shared me on 1, 2, 3 heavy use lots, keeps the cattle out of the muck. I was in the horse business, the llama business, the buffalo business. I sold freezer sides of longhorn cattle. I used to sell sides of beef. I used to sell sides of buffalo. The buffalo are dangerous. I mean, I've been charged by a buffalo cow, and I jumped over a 6-foot fence just in the nick of time. I mean, we were breaking Mustang horses. When breaking the Mustangs was memorable. Me and a buddy of mine, we would not break them, just train them, you know, to ride, to tolerate people. The things are not as relaxed on the farm as people might think. If you're working at it, it's a job. But I like it. I wouldn't want to do anything else. That's right where I belong. This is a hobby. This is a full-time job and a full-time hobby. It's a full-time. When I first started going to all these meetings and learn more about this, that's when I was involved in the buffalo and horses, and I bought and sold llamas and different things. And I started joining the Cattle Association, started going to all the meetings, getting more and more involved in it, and learning more and more. It taught me about cattle, it taught me about horses, it taught me about buffalo, it taught me about taking care of grass. Any cattle guy is going to tell you, we don't create mud and tear things up because we want to do it. We want grass. Grass is the main thing. It's feed. Saves money if you got grass. If you got mud and you got to put extra feed out there and the hay rolls get stomped in the mud and everything, you're losing money. NRCS helped a great deal with all the projects they had me, cost-shared me on. With all the fencing that we did, fencing off the drainage, all the major drainages and fencing off the ponds, all that extra fencing makes it easier to rotate pastures. We need farms, we've got to have them. If you want food. I've learned the beef, I think, that we raise in this country is the safest in the world. Other countries don't have the regulations we got. The Natural Resource Conservation Service, I applied for that and I got it. It was a real good thing for my farm. They gave a lot of good advice, and we got a lot of good things done on the farm. The ponds, the fencing, the water tanks, the heavy use lots and so forth. And it took us a while to do it, but if I'd had to, it was cost share. If I'd had to do that on my own, it would have taken 3 times longer, at least. I may never have got it done. You know, for me, I feel like this is what I was meant to do.
Congratulations to Randy Haas on being selected as the 2019 Campbell County Conservation District's Master Conservationist.